This episode of BERSERKARU is brought to you by Slim Shady. No, but, disclaimer, this episode does contain some colourful language and some destruction, some broken parts, and also some non-approved repair techniques, so don't follow me. Don't do what I do, man. Jesus. Well, we don't even know if this runs yet. We'll get back to you with that. Enjoy the video. BERSERKARU crew, what's going on? You're back, you're live, you're at BERSERKARU headquarters where the local time is time to get a new watch. So the troopy, goddamn this troopy. It's definitely been a mission. It was a mistake to buy this car. This car was wrecked. It's proper wrecked. So anyway, moving on. We're back on the train. Here's me valve train. This is all of the tappets and the parts that make your valves open. I shouldn't have looked. I already knew what they would be like. So I was looking at the top of me valves. Right. See how some of them have got marks? Well, that's not ideal. You don't really want marks. And then at the back, this last one, not only has it got circular marks, but it's also got like a mark that it hasn't been spinning. Well, why would it not be spinning? They're designed so that they spin so they wear evenly. Well, this would be why. This is the tappet. If it'll focus on the tappet, please. So this is the tappet. Yep, it's a little bit worn. Beauty. So I kind of knew that's exactly what that would look like. I didn't really need to flip them over, but now that I've seen it, it can't be unseen. That's a scrap item. There's no way to repair that, but let's go in here with the grinder and let's repair it. See, the most annoying part about this freaking Toyota is every second that I waste on this bucket of crap is I'm not fixing my Brumby. My Brumby's just crying out for some attention, but we've got the grinder. We've got no guard, we've got the flap disc, and what we're going to do is resurface this. So I've got a real nice worn flap disc, and we're going to go and try and carve that back down. I don't know, is this going to work or is this going to be an epic failure? My other option is to use the linisher belt, which would be a preferred method, but I've only got a 60 grit. It kind of needs a 60 grit, and then the other issue is you're not going to be able to get in the radius there. So yeah, thrilling. Sorry for yelling at you guys. I want to drive me troopy 9 hours north this afternoon. I'm still going to try till some other issue comes up. Oh yeah, the other issue we've got is that the gasket for the side plate there friggin' cracked in half, so now it's extremely stuck to the block since 1989. So I don't think I'm going to scrape that off there yet. Fun and games at BERSERKARU. Cheers for tuning in. Going mental I am. Fucking about to lose it. I need a what do you call it? Gen 1. What do you call it? LS1. LS1 me daddy. BERSERKARU crew, what are we doing? We're doing dodgy stuff. So part way through this here tappet reclaiming, and I'll tell you what, it's going way better than I anticipated. I guess owing to the fact that we're using a really nice and worn flap disc. I think they're 60 or 80 grit when they're new, but this one, it's nice and worn, plus getting all of the black diesel oil over it, but you can see the wear in these tappets. Alright, that's not good. And of course, I don't have a gauge or anything. Maybe I could make a gauge to get the geometry but they're also not completely flat from side to side from factory, so that does put the spin on the valve. But yeah, so we're just grinding them. And we'll get back to you here shortly with an update. Rightio, so this is after one sort of pass, one cut. Now pay attention to try and keep it the same kind of a semicircular shape that it was, but already that's much better. Now we'll go do it again. Why does that look like crap? It's not as bad as it looks. For some reason it looks like it's got a big scratch through it, but there's not. It's decent. So that's what we're doing. Don't go breaking my heart. Don't go breaking my heart. So we're about halfway through. And yeah, it can't be any worse than having them like that, surely. And it was running like that, so I don't know. Putting on YouTube how dodgy I can get. This is about the dodgiest thing I've done. Normally you would throw these away and you would go and get other ones. Throw the whole troop away. Alright, so interesting side note. This is the tappet. You see I've got none of the adjuster screw in there. This is the one that was off the bent push rod. And it kind of has the least amount of wear. Obviously it's still extremely worn, but less than some of the others. So maybe it's been bent for quite a while, that push rod. Amazing. Toyota. How good a Toyota, still running. Bucket of shit. Alrighty then, so I'm not even upset, eh? It turned out really good. I don't know if they're going to work or not. I can't see why not. I'm actually thinking that was a great idea. Smashing with a flap disc. Sounded ridiculous at the time. Sounded like the dodgiest Mechanic Steve thing I've ever heard. But, like, that's nowhere near as bad as what you would imagine. Somewhere some engine builder's crying. But anyway, you gotta do what you gotta do, don't you? So I'm thinking that, especially that last valve, I might try and flatten the top of it a tiny bit, but other than that, we're good. We're set to rebuild. We will rebuild. We can and will here at BERSERKARU. Cheers for tuning in. Alright, welcome back to Mechanic Steve. Chinese highway side rebuild. Yep. So give this valve here a tickle on the top to take off any wear marks. And I'm going to get this one as well, just because it looks a bit hairy going. I don't want to wear in me brand new tappet. Me brand new tappet seats now. Let it be known that I'm not making this video because I'm proud of what I'm doing here. This is atrocious, but this is what you do when your name is Mechanic Steve. Righto. Righto, so there's that valve we just quickly touched with the grinder, with the flap disc. You can see it's not perfectly flat, unfortunately. We're not going to be able to get it perfectly flat, but it's got to be better than it was, surely. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's going to launch to outer space. I guess we'll find out. Here at BERSERKARU's amazingly high quality, extreme detailed rebuild. FML. So we've got the valve train back in, the tappets and the rocker arms and rocker arm shaft, I suppose it's called. So we're back to where we started. Just want to adjust the tappets, and we've still got to scrape gasket and put side covers on. We'll set these tappets up first, and remember to pull the rags out. Always remember to pull the rags out of your engines and gearboxes when you build them, people. So slowly getting there, It's now hours on, the sun is going down and the moon is coming up. Alright, so it's good, but should be good, hopefully. Doesn't just explode in my face. And we're still looking to drive north, so we'll see you later. Alrighty, BERSERKARU crew, we have now set all of the tappet clearance. 0.2 of a mil for intake, 0.36 for exhaust. Now those are hot clearances, and I did have this engine hot when I started doing this, but of course now that we had to go across town, buy a push rod, pull out the push rods. What else did we do? I had to friggin' reinstall the cam followers, remove the engine side plates, reinstall the cam followers, clean and inspect all of the valve train, grind down the tappets, adjust all of the tappet clearance. So now it's not hot, and I couldn't find specs for cold, so yay for that. We'll just set them to hot and let's see how we go. Probably have to get back in here. Speaking of getting back in here, Toyota engineers, after receiving a Nobel Peace Prize for Unit 731, they're like, but isn't the gasket going to want to fall out of the tappet cover when you try to reinstall it? Engineer number 2, yes it will. Do you know what we could do though? We could put these little bits in here to make sure that it definitely comes out every single time you try and put the tappet cover back on. Meant to be a simple job, so we have a brand new seal for that. Let's see how we go. Honestly, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The tiniest thing, you're like, alright, we've suffered enough. We've just been left out in the freezer room to see what happens. Oh no, you're going to the grenade range. Oh yep, cool. Thanks, Unit 731. Alright, we're out of here. So now that I've just had a shower, and I feel like a human being again, instead of feeling like Electro, the robot of the future from 1929. Exterminate! I don't think there's anything left that I forgot. So I didn't really get to make any improvements other than, I guess, as long as the tappet clearance is good now. We don't have any bent parts in the engine. We'll give it a test. Let's see. Let's see what happens. You can see I've still got no dashboard. Don't worry about a dashboard, mate. Ain't no friggin' dashboard. Oh, well, at least it starts. That's something, isn't it?